Hey, I'm Dr. Ariana DeMers. I'm an orthopedic sports medicine surgeon, and I have successfully integrated orthobiologics into my busy practice so that I can provide a continuum of care and treat patients who are in the gap. The gap is this gray area in orthopedics where standard conservative treatments have not been effective, but surgery may not be warranted. And we usually tell our patients, come back when it's worse. What? These are your patients coming to you for help. Orthobiologics is that solution that can fill the gap and help you treat your patients who are in your office looking to you for help. Orthobiologics can also be an excellent treatment for frustrating problems without good surgical outcomes. This podcast will help you create the orthobiologics business that will make you love your job again. We will focus on the value of orthobiologics, patient selection, how to talk to your patients about money, office setup, and other logistics. If this is something you've always wanted but don't know where to start, join me in the Business of Orthobiologics podcast. Welcome to the Business of Orthobiologics. My name is Dr. Ariana DeMers, and I'm a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon and regenerative medicine expert. It wasn't always that way. 6 years ago, I was fed up with my job, sick of being on the hamster wheel. I needed more from my life and for my job and family. So I quit my very busy orthopedics practice. Yes, my current job, quit. Walked out with no intention of coming back. Now, I only quit for 3 hours and I did return, but I also embarked on a journey to arrive at a practice I now love. I found that orthobiologics is the future of orthopedics, and I wanted to bring this to my patients. It took a lot of searching and time, as well as many, many courses. I also did some outside-the-box thinking to get there, and I wanted to share some of my strategies that may help you move toward a job and life that you actually like, and get more time to do the stuff that you actually love. So a little bit about what I actually did. I quit my job. And when I came back, I met with my team and decided that I was going to work 2 half days in the morning and finish out all of the surgeries that I had planned and scheduled and close my practice to new patients. And this is what I did for 9 months. It was amazing. I actually got to work 40 hours a week, seeing patients, doing surgery, and then I had time to figure out what I was going to do with the rest of my life. Now, it was quite disappointing that my hospital didn't come and check on me, didn't see if I was okay, that they didn't even notice that anything had happened. So for 9 months, my clinic was closed to new patients. I continued to do surgery. I continued to see my existing patients. And I thought long and hard about what the next step was. I saw that orthopedic surgery was continuing to do what it had already done and always done, but that I did see the future and how could I impact my patient's life. And I happened upon this idea that orthobiologics is going to be the next big thing. This is going to be the wave of the future for orthopedics in general. And I think that in 10 years, orthobiologics will be first-line treatment. And if it only is, you fail orthobiologic treatment, should you be a candidate for surgical intervention? I know this is so crazy. This is outside the box. This is way off the reservation. But I do think that our medical system is ripe for change, and we've got to do better for our patients, and we've got to do better for ourselves. So during that time, I got a lot of training. I looked around and said, I'm not very smart about this orthobiologic stuff. I've got to get better at training. And so I went and got a lot of training and a lot of know-how about how you actually open a cash practice. This was scary, but when I actually had the ability to open a cash practice, I did it 1 day a week. as an experiment to see if it could actually be done. I still saw my patients 40 hours a week, and in my regular clinic, I was employed by the hospital, and then I had a 1-day-a-week orthobiologics clinic that was cash only. It was a startup for sure. I rented one room. It was definitely humble beginnings. I didn't even have a lobby. I shared a lobby, and my front office gal posted up out front to greet my patients because they didn't really know where to go. She would greet them, do their intake paperwork, and then I would see them and perform the procedures in the same room because I only had one. And then at the end of the visit, I would take their credit card and run it through my Square and charge them money and charge them cash. And they paid, and they were happy to pay because they had so much more time to talk about what the problems were, what the options are, and possible solutions. And they were grateful. And this went on for a year, and I had this realization, like, maybe I'm onto something. At that time, I quit my day job. I quit the hospital, stopped doing surgery for the hospital, and I opened up my own practice. I am a solo practitioner for orthopedic surgery and sports medicine, as well as orthobiologics. And I'm my own boss. And I get to set prices. I get to tell people how much I charge. I'm not in network with any insurance companies. I am still in network with Medicare just because I don't really know how to get out of it without paying a large penalty. But that's a work in progress. And I am ecstatic about what I get to do and my patients that I get to see. And it's been such a rewarding journey. I wanted to share the nuts and bolts of how we go about doing this. What we'll cover in this course is orthobiologics and what can be done with orthobiologics. I'll discuss how to figure out which patients will do well and how to talk about money with our patients and not feel too weird. Additionally, I'll run through office logistics and setup, as well as detail the step-by-step instructions to have a seamless launch. I hope you'll join me for my next episode of the Business of Orthobiologics. Have a great day.
This has been the Business of Orthobiologics podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you want to know more, please join us on the website prp-now.com and click on the free masterclass. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast to get more guidance on integrating PRP in your busy practice. Bye for now.